tunes. Make the world to a better place, and S works where we do.
Social works, social works, social works, social, social works, social works, social works. Social works, keep my family out the dirt. This organization, we stopping no Satan and open, but we call it SWorks. Action on Taylor, the killer verse. I do on my family, my city hurt. They killing our babies, this war going crazy. I pray for my city to reimburse. Private schools for the kiddies, with the city, yeah, we litty. All I know is it's work, working hard, keep it busy. Know the life can be tricky, but please just let me finish. Let me just be a witness. SWorks handle business.
Social works, social works, social works, social. Social works, social works, social works.
Ready or not, here we come. South side, west side, east side, north side. Up on the run, we ain't for the none. We came in the party, we here for the fun. Celebrate life, the party we young. Sky's the limit, we looking above. We up in the sun, no matter what, we stay on the run. Ha, S-work, do your thing. S-work, keep it lit. Bullseye, keep your aim. Yeah, we up on the jib. North side, that's the way. Ready or not, here we come. S-work, keep the energy. Look, yeah, we never unplug. S-work, show some love.
Social works, social works, social works, social, social works, social works, social works. Social works, social works, social works, social works, social works, social works, social works. Yeah, S works. Everyone put it in their hands. You know it's a vibe. They're waiting in line to get up and flood up the stands. Yeah, we in this together. We feeling like fam. It's all about peace. So pull up with friends. You better come through with you and your crew, cause everybody going in. S works, so we keep it lit. You can see how we move the city from the west side to the east. Ooh, you can feel it how we leave through. It's all about the youth. Change the world through the tunes. Make the world to a better place, and S works where we do.
Social works, social works, social works, social, social works, social works, social works. Social works, keep my family out the dirt. This organization, we stopping no Satan and open, but we call it SWorks. Action on Taylor, the killer verse. I do on my family, my city hurt. They killing our babies, this war going crazy. I pray for my city to reimburse. Private schools for the kiddies, with the city, yeah, we litty. All I know is it's work, working hard, keep it busy. Know the life can be tricky, but please just let me finish. Let me just be a witness. SWorks handle business.
Social works, social works, social works, social, social works, social works, social works.
Ready or not, here we come. South side, west side, east side, north side. Up on the run, we ain't for the none. We came in the party, we here for the fun. Celebrate life, the party we young. Sky's the limit, we looking above. We up in the sun, no matter what, we stay on the run. Ha, S-work, do your thing. S-work, keep it lit. Bullseye, keep your aim. Yeah, we up on the jib. North side, that's the way. Ready or not, here we come. S-work, keep the energy. Look, yeah, we never unplug. S-work, show some love.
Social works, social works, social works, social, social works, social works, social works. Social works, social works, social works, social works, social works, social works, social works. Yeah, S S-Works, everyone put it in their hands. You know it's a vibe, they waiting in line to get up and flood up the stands. Yeah, we in this together, we feeling like fam. It's all about peace, so pull up with fans. You better come through with you and your crew, cause everybody going in. S-Works, so we keep it lit. You can see how we move the city from the west side to the east. Ooh, you can feel it how we leave through. It's all about the youth. Change the world through the tunes. Make the world to a better place. And S-Works, what we do.
Social works, social works, social works, social, social works, social works, social works. Social works. Keep my family out the dirt. This organization, we stopping no Satan and open, but we call it SWorks. Action on tailor the killer verses. I do on my foot, my city hurt. They killing our babies, this war going crazy. I pray for my city to reimburse. Running schools for the kiddies. We the city, yeah, we litty. All I know is it's work. With the heart, keep it busy. Know the life can be tricky, but please just let me finish. Let me just be a witness. S-Works handle business.
Social works, social works, social works, social, social works, social works, social works.
Ready or not, here we come. South side, west side, east side, north side. Up on the run, we ain't for the none. We came in the party, we here for the fun. Celebrate life, the party we young. Sky is the limit, we looking above. We up in the sun, no matter what, we stay on the run. Ha, S-Work, do your thing. S-Work, keep it lit. Bullseye, keep your aim. Yeah, we up on the jib. North side, that's the way. Ready or not, here we come. S-Work, keep the energy. Look, yeah, we never unplug. S-Work, show some love. Yeah.
Social works, social works, social works, social, social works, social works, social works. Social works, social works, social works, social works, social works, social works, social works. Yeah, S-Works, S-Works. Everyone put it in their hands. You know it's a vibe, they waiting in line to get up and flood up the stands. Yeah, we in this together, we feeling like fam. It's all about peace, so pull up with fans. You better come through with you and your crew, cause everybody going in. S-Works, so we keep it lit. You can see how we move the city from the west side to the east. Ooh, you can feel it how we leave through. It's all about the youth. Change the world through the tunes. Make the world to a better place. And S-Works, what we do.
Social works, social works, social works, social, social works, social works, social works. Social works. Keep my family out the dirt. This organization, we stopping no Satan and open, but we call it SWorks. Action on tailor the killer verses. I do on my foot, my city hurt. They killing our babies, this war going crazy. I pray for my city to reimburse. Running schools for the kiddies. We the city, yeah, we litty. All I know is it's work. With the heart, keep it busy. Know the life can be tricky, but please just let me finish. Let me just be a witness. S-Works handle business.
Social works, social works, social works, social, social works, social works, social works.
Ready or not, here we come. South side, west side, east side, north side. Up on the run, we ain't for the none. We came in the party, we here for the fun. Celebrate life, the party we young. Sky is the limit, we looking above. We up in the sun, no matter what, we stay on the run. Ha, S-Work, do your thing. S-Work, keep it lit. Bullseye, keep your aim. Yeah, we up on the jib. North side, that's the way. Ready or not, here we come. S-Work, keep the energy. Look, yeah, we never unplug. S-Work, show some love. Yeah.
Social works, social works, social works, social, social.
SWorkshops are a series of online workshops featuring the many incredibly talented friends of Social Works. This series aims to inspire and educate, bringing local and national creatives live to your smartphone. They will be sharing and teaching specific aspects of their craft. A wide variety of professions, interests, and hobbies are represented within our curriculum. Did we mention it's a fundraiser too? The stay-at-home notice has students wondering what's to come. For some, graduation and prom will both be canceled. This campaign will directly fundraise a celebration event for those students within the Chicagoland area. Once it's safe, of course. Tune in to any of our socials for one or all of the SWorkshops. You can find the full schedule of programming at socialworkshy.org or on our Instagram. Classes start Monday, April 13th. We'll see you there.
Hey guys, thank you so much for tuning in with me, Zain Q at Top Fashion. I'm so happy to be here with you and kind of present what I do on a normal day-to-day basis. So happy for the opportunity with Social Works. Thank you for that. Well, let's get started. This is Retail and Brand Development, curated by TF. Cool, so let's get started. So before I begin, is anybody familiar with us or have heard of us already, Top Fashion or TF? Cool. Well, if not, no worries. For those who have not heard of us yet, we're a family-owned lifestyle boutique established in 1993 by my father, Zain Qureshi. The sneaker boutique is still located at its original location in Addison. Over the years, we have established ourselves in the sneaker and fashion industry. We carry all brands like Nike, Adidas, New Balance, Billionaire Boys Club, Ice Cream, Vans, and etc. Today, we've been blessed to be able to open a new location in downtown Naperville. The new location will serve as our new flagship store. We're excited to show the extent of our creativity of our design team. We designed it ourselves. The space will serve as both a retail location and an event space. The space, alongside the shop, TF has also developed itself into like a clothing brand. We have a variety of drops centered on different specific themes that all try to send out messages every time we have a drop. And it gives our creators a new outlet to showcase the brand and offer something new to the customer. So here's a little inspiration video as well I'd like to show you guys.
Yo, Mars Blackman here with my main man, Michael Jordan. Yo, Mike, what makes you the best player in the universe? Is it the vicious stunts?
No, Mars.
Is it the haircut?
No, Mars.
Is it the shoes?
No, Mars.
Is it the extra long shorts?
No, Mars.
It's the shoes it, right?
Nah.
Is it the short socks?
No, Mars.
Money's gotta be the shoes. Shoes. You sure it's not the shoes?
I'm sure, Mars.
What about the shoes?
No, Mars.
Money's gotta be the shoes.
So that's a little video, kind of inspiration to myself, a little bit more connecting a little bit more to myself. So who am I? I'm actually the owner and buyer of Top Fashion. I've been an owner for 1 year now, and I've been a buyer for 10 or 12 years now. I was born in Chicago and was raised in the west suburbs. Being an early child of the 90s, Michael Jordan was my hero of my childhood. Everybody knew the slogan, "Be like Mike," and I kind of try to live up to that as well. My interest in shoes began when I was in middle school and I received my first pair of J's. It was my fire red threes, retro threes, and I made those last for about like 8 years. I grew into like a size 10 at the time. I was at size 8 and I grew into a size 10, but I would still rock those fire red 3s. They were always kind of my favorite. And then once I had my license in high school, it was just trips to North Riverside Mall, waiting out in lines at House of Hoops, starting the lines at like 3 a.m. and just waiting on every release. And honestly, those were some of the best days with like sneaker culture and just being able to conversate with people. There was no one was really rowdy. It was all peaceful and fun. As the sneaker culture grew in the late 2000s until now, I began to look at new icons for inspirations, and there were like other guys from Chicago mainly. It was Kanye West, Virgil Abloh, Joe Freshgoods, but I also look up to other guys like Kim Jones, Daniel Arsham, and a few more of the artists. You got Luis de Guzman. He's a real cool guy too. Essentially, from my love for shoes and fashion led me to this career path, which I don't think I would ever change. I'm living, working on my hobby. So it never feels like work to me. Being a buyer has taught me so much about the industry, and I hope to share what I've learned with you guys today. So retail and brand development, I would say, go hand in hand in general. When you're building a retail store, you're also building a brand at the same time. So you'll see some similarities between the two as I kind of go through these slides. But where do you begin in retail? How do you get started, or how can you grow? I've narrowed it down to about these 7 things. You got experience, communication, people skills, mentor, degree, initiative, and network. Experience, nothing is better than diving into the retail experience environment. It gives you an opportunity to truly see if this is the path you'd like to get on. There's so many intricate pieces to retail that is unknown to the general public. So the best way to kind of see what it's all about is to kind of just get your feet wet and dive right in. Communication would probably be the next step. Once you're present in the retail scene, communicate with your employees and your manager, learn the in and outs and the procedures at your store, see what works for them and see how you can kind of always improve yourself, try to give your feedback. Managers like seeing that. They want to see your potential, and the more potential that you show, they'll get you more involved. The third step would be to have people skills. It's one of the most important. A retail business is only as great as the service it provides. You must learn to be patient with people. Nobody wants to give you a hard time, but you will notice how like a smile and a happy tone of voice will make the process go so much smoother. Let people know that you're here to help them and not to make any of the processes harder. Mentor, find a mentor. It could be a manager or somebody else who's experienced in retail or understands the retail scene. You want the mentor to test you and you want them to help you find greater knowledge in the field. Personally, I couldn't be more grateful for the mentors who have helped me. For me, it was many of my sales reps at Nike and Jordan brand that helped me out as far as helping me create the retail side of things, but with branding and turning Top Fashion and TF into a brand. I had help from a variety of these smaller brands like Mike Honeycutt from Sugar Hill, Sanaku from Silver Regime, and Golden Denim. The guys at Koala Canada, these guys have all helped me out, and they've been great mentors through all of it. You could also obtain a degree to help you maintain a retail business. The better it is, the better suited you'll be to take on different challenges and set up different processes. Initiative, get up and do it. Take every day as a step forward. Understand that there is a process to it. You can't just jump from point A to point Z. It doesn't happen overnight. It's going to be long and grueling. Some days are going to be good, some days are going to be bad, but you just got to keep fighting through. Find your motivation every day. For us at Top Fashion, our motivation is to one day have a voice that's heard across the country. we are a fashion lifestyle boutique, but we want to be recognized for more. It's hard work, but it's not supposed to come easy. It wouldn't be worth it if it was. Last thing I want to bring up is networking. Just network, network, network. Can't stress it anymore. I was initially shy. I was not good at networking initially, but it was something that I learned to do with more practice and take time to talk to and listen to people's story, no matter who it is. In this industry, you'll never know who you'll meet. But it's always good to have that conversation. It's important to be able to develop relationships because at the end of the day, all of retail requires teamwork. The more people you can get on board, the more people that you can get to help out or you can reach out to help, the better it'll be for your company and the easier everything will run. Also, with the more people you meet, the greater your perspective will be on how to run and maintain your shop. Cool. Just looking through some of these, seeing if anybody has any questions. Niraj Dave 007 on IG. Thank you. Shopping here all the time. We appreciate it. Alonzo Wright, thank you, man. I know you. I remember you just found out about the store, so I appreciate you tuning in with us today. You too, Gino, and you guys are the best. And then Linian Point on IG, thank you for sharing with all of us. Appreciate it, man. Thank you guys for being here with me. Let's continue on. So, where can you fit in retail? I've narrowed it down to about 8 different sections that are all equally as important to the retail environment. You kind of need every sector to hold its own for it to work together. And I'll get into how teamwork plays a very, very important role in maintaining your retail success. So the different retail positions or sectors, you could say, would be design, marketing, buying, store operations, training, and sales, merchandising, and logistics. So we'll start with design. This could be the design of the store. You could be responsible for. You could be responsible for designing product. There's so many fun ways where you can implement design into a retail aspect where you're putting out the product or you're putting out just changing up the whole look of the store, remodeling it per se, like our store in Naperville. Our design team there, which is led by Danny Siddiqui. I'm also part of it. I also have a little bit of input, but man, like they really put a really, really dope store together. And we're excited that when it opens up, you guys will be able to visit. The design team at Top Fashion also designs different apparel pieces. So the different drops we have throughout the year, the hats, the socks, stickers. There's so many different things that they get into. It's a little bit of fun for those that are a little bit more creative. And it's a great way for them to express themselves at the same time. Marketing would be the second point. Marketing team is responsible for getting the word out. This involves social media pages, ads, different campaigns. Their goal is to get as many eyes on the store and the brand. At Top Fashion, we do our own marketing. We're a small business. We do our own marketing with our social media imagery, but we do have friends at Prevail Marketing that do help us out a lot. Mark Rafidia and was pretty much our contact, and he's been amazing with helping us, just assisting us and guiding us on how we can always improve our marketing strategies. The buying, so this is kind of what everybody else sees in the store. The buying team is responsible for bringing in product into the store. At TF, we're always looking for new product to bring it in. It involves networking and finding new and upcoming brands. The buying team also has to stay organized because it's pretty easy to get carried away and buy too much when when you're going into a lot of these brands is because they all have such dope product. For me personally, I love looking into new product any free time that I have. I'm always researching, seeing what new brands are putting out, what some of the old current brands are putting out, and what some of the brands that don't even exist or aren't as popular anymore, what they're doing too. Because one thing you realize in retail, especially in the fashion industry, is that everything always comes back. But yeah, I mean, this over this time, I've had a little bit more time to kind of dive into it. So creative process juices are definitely flowing. Next, after that, I would put store operations. Store operations handles putting in all the processes on the front end and the back end of the shop. The processes are essential for businesses because it allows the entire team to kind of act together as one unified unit. With the different sections, you want everybody to act together and act in one manner so everything is successful. All the processes, they should be written down, and these need to be steps that are easy to follow for employees. So whatever makes it easy for people to kind of get in tune with what you want them to do. What we do at the store is we set up PowerPoint slides, we set up imagery to kind of help, because it's been something that's been helping us and it's been working for us. Obviously, every company is different, so feel free to kind of try a few different ways and see what works best for you. And also these processes, when you do put them in, you want to make sure that if an employee isn't able to make it because they're sick or because they had an emergency, you want to be able to make sure these processes still run smoothly without that employee, and that you can just insert somebody in and it's just as smooth as before. Training would be another sector. Training involves helping new employees reach their full potential by understanding the procedures at the store, but also the culture. You want to train people in both what you want to get done, but also what the company is about, and what I'll get into later, what the brand identity is. Training involves a lot of patience, and it's great for those who want to help new employees get acclimated into the store. Training could also involve passing on product knowledge from the buying team to the merchandising team to the sales team. Product knowledge is also something that's very, very important, and it goes a long way and makes the employee a lot more credible to the consumer when they know what they're talking about. Sales. So this is the team that everybody sees. It's what everybody's most familiar with when you go into a retail store, and it's what everybody thinks retail is all about. The sales team is important because they are responsible for the day-to-day in-store sales. They're communicating with customers all the time and require people skills. At TF, the team is always asked to sell, but we try to make it a fun environment of jokes and laughter every time consumers come in. A lot of the regulars know that. We got Danny on the floor, Alma on the floor, Carlos, Soshi, and they all got great personalities. So if you come in to say hello to one of those guys, I know they'll definitely be down to chat it up with you guys. We want our staff to kind of retain those relationships with their consumers, because it just makes an enjoyable experience on both ends. Like, you want to be able to work with somebody that you can call your friend, or somebody that is nice. We know that there could always be problems between consumers and employees, but the sales team always has to stay professional. It's important that they stay professional and attempt to provide the best service that they can. Merchandising. The merchandising team works closely with the buying team. They're the masterminds behind setting up the displays within the store, some of the brands for a completely unique look. So those are the guys that when you walk into the store, you're seeing the displays and how the tables are set up and where things are placed, because everything's placed in a certain place for a certain reason. Lastly, I had the logistics team. They're kind of crunching in all the numbers for the guys that love the numbers. They're going into the systems and pulling data such as sell-through reports and giving our team a little bit more insight on like our current processes, on what we're maybe buying. Maybe if they're communicating to the buying team, they may be communicating, hey, we've only had certain sell-through on this. You might be buying too much, or you might be buying too little of this product. We need to fix that. So that's what they're there for, and they always try to help us improve our processes with their data. So as you kind of get into the next slide, you can kind of see examples of a few of the positions that we have. We have our store manager, assistant store manager, sales executives, retail baggers, junior merchandiser, visual merchandiser, retail buyer and merchandiser, logistics and warehouse managers, inventory monitoring officer. You got your department manager, your retail sales and associate, and then brand ambassadors as well. Let me get back a little bit, try to answer some of these questions that you guys have. Niraj Dave on 007 on Instagram. How does the manufacturing process of the current products you have worked on? Where are all the manufacturing facilities located? So for us, the manufacturing process is interesting. Currently, we work with a certain manufacturer for our hoodies and our t-shirts and our hats. With most of our hats, we collab with New Era. So you'll have like a New Era flag on the side. So we collab with them on that, so we don't have to worry about anything like that. They take care of most of customizing everything else for us. With the hoodies and shirts, we have licensed different materials out to different manufacturers, and then they all go to a different printer where they get printed and then sent back over to us with our labels. It's a really fun process, but a lot to learn, definitely. The High Connoisseur on IG. Thank you, Zain and TF Family for years for great experience and loving the site. topfashiontf.com. When is Naperville opening up? So Naperville is opening up soon. We'll definitely be posting updates about that. We're working on a new event where we can kind of still have a soft opening, allow people to kind of come inside and with a few people at a time, but only when things are safe. So stay tuned to our Instagram page somewhere between now and hopefully by the end of June, and we'll see where we're at and how the world's doing. Cool. Getting back into this. So how do I qualify for anything in retail? So I say that you may want to look at some of these important qualities. You have people skills, sales skills, personal presentation. So don't show up to work. You may be able to show up to work in sweatpants in the fashion industry, but don't end up showing up looking like a scrub. Like try to, whatever you do, be well put together. You need to have the right attitude, and that goes along with like people skills. You want to have enthusiasm, so people are excited to see you. You're excited to work, and people are excited to work with you at the same time. You want to be reliable, have literacy, be able to work in a team, because then like I'll get into it again later on, but it's like building, like you want to build your ultimate team. It's like trying to build the 95, 96 Chicago Bulls dream team. It's just the best in the world. And employers also want to see if you have managerial positions. So if they feel like you can kind of come in and you want to be part of the company and you're taking initiative to put your best foot forward and try and do your best, they love seeing that, and they want to make sure that somebody like that they want to keep around for a long time. So what are the key principles in retail? I have narrowed it down to these three principles. It is teamwork, innovation, and customer experience. Teamwork is essential because you just need a unified team for the best working environment for the employees and for the consumers. Innovation, you have to adapt and plan ahead, adapt with the times and plan ahead and see what you can do to stay ahead of the curve versus kind of just staying on point. Customer experience, you want customer experience to be top notch, so it leads to repeat visits and people coming back to get your brand into their life. This next slide kind of shows my few members of my team. So we have Daniel Siddiqui, Thomas LaFontaine, Carlos. Love these guys, man. These guys and the rest of my team. They are essentially the reason for our success. We can't do me sitting here doing all of it myself. There's no way I couldn't do it without them. They bring so much to the table, each one of them, and everybody else on the team as well. Without my team members, I think we ourselves would cease to exist. And going back to just teamwork, when I think of teamwork, I think of the greatest team of all time. And for me, that is the 95-96 Chicago Bulls. Like Mike and the Bulls, it's essential the team needs to be unified and understands that only together can we achieve our goals. The teams should work as individual units that provide their own specialty to the final goal. 95-96 Bulls, man. Mike needed Scotty at times, and they both needed Rodman, even though Rodman was a little bit a wild child. He was out and about. I don't know if you've seen the documentary that just came out, The Last Dance. It's a little bit of a wild child, and with all of them, they all still needed Phil, and they all gelled together and won the ultimate goal, which was the championship at the end of the year. So it's important to get everybody involved and communicate with each other. It creates a healthy work environment where work remains enjoyable versus duties that need to be done. With all the different parts of retail, communication makes all of the process flow smoother between departments. We use a mixture of group threads on text and emails to keep all the sectors up to date with whatever else is occurring in the shop. Lastly, about the team, you want to create a culture about your team that is inviting and helps promote growth. Creating a healthy culture will retain your employees, bring in a new wave of people who would like to apply, and most importantly, keep everybody happy and motivated. Creating a culture that is too relaxed or too strict will deter some people and really won't make the experience fun for anybody. A situation that's too relaxed, maybe fun and chill, but you're not going to get any work done. Yet an environment that's too strict, you might be getting work done, but none of the employees are happy because it's just work, work, work. And where work is essential, it's also it's good to have a little bit of fun while you work. And that goes to show that when you're working within your team, nobody needs to be treated like an employee. Everybody's a person. And for us at Top Fashion, we try to do our best to kind of get everybody involved, and we call ourselves the TF family. So anybody that's with us that supports the brand or that works with us, I mean, you guys, everybody's part of that TF family. Next slide I want to get into is innovation. So innovating and constantly adapting is the best way to keep your store relevant and trendy. You want to change with the times and most importantly, plan ahead for what's next. On the fashion side of things, product and design is constantly changing. For us, we try to reinvent ourselves every 3 to 6 years to help people keep talking about us, people don't forget about us. 26 years later, we've been blessed to continue to have the support of our community, and it's constantly bringing new ideas to the board. Things bring new aspects that'll constantly catch customers' attention and also bring in a new customer base. In today's world, we can kind of just reference what's going on today because it's a little bit unplanned on what is occurring. we could have never have predicted what was going to happen. But the most important thing is to adapt to the times and just keep moving forward. This is the current state. So how do we kind of adapt to this and move progress? We use this time for us to provide something new for our consumers. We wanted to provide them an kind of a more of an inspiration. That's why even with this image here, this image is actually obviously shows the whole COVID situation, but it's also part of an apparel drop that's going to be dropping in the next few weeks from us. It's a collaboration with MJ Hiblin, a UK-based artist, and we'll probably be dropping like tees and hoodies, and all the proceeds will be donated towards an Illinois hospital for supplies that to keep help fighting the fight against COVID-19. Additionally, we plan on starting to use sneaker raffles to help raise money for other organizations. We have like the Retro 13 Flints coming out, so we have something special planned for the release where you'll be able to purchase raffle tickets, and that money will be donated to some organization that's helping and giving back to the community. That's how we are looking to adapt and find ways to give back during this crippling time. I mean, different companies have done it different ways. So the best thing is to kind of get out and get creative with it. So just to answer a couple more questions real quick. We have one by Anonymous. Do current events shape your design process for TF? Yeah, a lot of the inspiration for me when I do a lot of the creative design aspect of it, I'm looking at what's going on in the world, look at what's important, sticking out to me at the time, and what I think people can also relate to. We do have this like COVID drop, but when we first started off doing the apparel, we started off doing a breast cancer awareness shirt. It was October, and it was one of the first ideas we kind of put together where we were like, how do we give back to the community? How can we help out, or how can we raise money? So that first year, we started a shirt that said it was an F cancer shirt, and every year we've done it repeatedly, and it's been a bigger and bigger success. So we're excited for what this year can also bring. The big bad Burke on Instagram. Can I buy the newest and hottest Jordans at Top Fashion? Yes, you can. Stay tuned to like our Instagram page. It's Top Fashion 54. Let you know how we're doing all the raffles and everything else. Again, we're gonna try to use this time to really push out a couple more raffles, even though I love waiting in line until things are safer. We definitely want to kind of keep bringing money and start making a difference in the world. Niraj Dave 007 on IG. How can we reach out to you? Brainstorm new product development ideas. Best way to reach out to us, go to our website, topfashiontf.com. On the bottom, there's an email that you can email us. All that gets overlooked by me and a few of the other managers. So we'll make sure we get to it and see what we can collab on together. We're always open to new opportunity. We don't disregard anybody, but whatever it is, man, send it our way and we'll definitely take a look at it. Cool. Getting into the slides again. Customer experience. This is the most important element of retail, is customer experience. The previous two principles kind of both feed into this customer experience. All retailers want their consumer to return, but how do they do that? Do you guys have any experiences where when you were shopping, you're like, man, I really want to come back? Or do you have any experiences that you would say you wouldn't want to go back because of this? You guys can send me your messages. Let me know what you guys think. What would keep you coming back, and what would not want you to go back again? All right. While you guys type that up, I'm gonna get into a little bit of more of the customer experience. So basic customer service, well, customer service feeds into customer experience, but basic customer service will tell you to smile and always be polite. While this is very basic, it's still very key because at the end of the day, no matter what, the customer is doing the shop a favor by being present there and possibly buying something. It's a retailer's job to remain professional at all times and try to aid the consumer as best as possible in whatever issue that they may be having or whatever they're looking for. You'll often notice that this is the best and smoothest way to handle any sort of dispute with consumers. When you start yelling at them, it's not going to go well. So if you can just put on a smile and just try to help them out and let them know that you're there for them and you're trying your best, as long as you're just make sure you're really trying your best, and a lot of honesty goes a long way. There's different ways aside from putting on a smile and just being polite to kind of enhance the customer experience. Um, you could try doing that by introducing new elements to the shop or to your retail experience. That's what our Naperville store again is set to do, being our flagship. The space was made to bring in these new elements for our consumers. The space is designed to hold events, and our retail goal is to have our goal is to have a variety of events like barber battles, art galleries, holding musical performances, and more. As we get into it, hopefully we can start doing that a little more sooner than later. But even if you look into different companies that are more established, like Kit in New York City, Ronnie Feig, the owner of Kit, inserted a cereal bar inside of his Kit locations. You go in, you can get some ice cream, you can get some cereal. Really, really, really cool spot. What else? It was initially the whole cereal bar was meant to be for the customers to enjoy, not to make money off of. It was just something for them to eat, enjoy, and just shop around. But amazingly, for them, it turned into a new experience and an opportunity for them to express their brand and create a new shop. Customer experience can be enhanced in a variety of ways, but again, it's your job to get creative with it and see what you guys can do. Getting into brand development. Let's see. So a couple of people talking about the service. Friendly customer service is always something that brings me back to top fashion. Yeah, absolutely. Honesty, integrity is key. I agree there. Cool. So brand development. What is a brand? Before I start, what are some brands that are iconic to you? Things that you might have seen, some of the brands that are your favorite, some of the brands that you like to incorporate in your daily life all the time. Let me see what you guys have any ideas on those. I have a couple over here I have a couple on our slides over here. With Louis Vuitton, Kit, Jordan, Billionaire Boys Club. These are some couple of the brands that we carry, but also a couple of brands that I feel like are important, stuff that I like personally. But what is a brand? So according to Webster's dictionary, a brand is a public image, reputation, or identity conceived or of as something to be marketed or promoted. We got, let's see, who else? Nike. Yeah, Nike's a kingpin. Love Nike. How to build a retail brand. So a lot of these points you'll see will cross over with what a retail store requires. Again, they kind of go hand in hand when you're building a retail store, you're also building a retail brand. So with identity, that would be our first step. Establish an identity that is unique to you. And that identity is how you'll be recognized. So how do you want to be recognized? For us, we've always been a fashion lifestyle boutique. That would define us the best. But we do want to see how we can kind of expand on that at the same time. Choose a name that serves its purpose and longevity. You do want to pick a name that serves its purpose because you want it's going to be associated with your identity. So you want people to make that connection easily. Also, it's maybe easy to pick names that are trendy, but you also want to choose one that can serve for a longer period of time. You want the brand to last as long as possible, and choosing a name that may be trendy, may be awkward in about 5 years. It's almost like running with your childhood email address. You can have all sorts of things on there, and that's not usually fun. Selection. The selection includes the visual aspects of your brand. This could be material selection when you're putting out product. This could be displays. This could be how your brand is shown on social media, etc. You have next your objective. Your objective establishes goals for the brand. What the purpose of the brand is it to make money? Is it to spread a message, or is it to bring people together? Well, what does your brand stand for? Figure that out, and that all kind of feeds into your identity as well. For us, TF is meant to be a platform where you can come and find new and different aspects to add to your lifestyle. This could be in clothing, food, scents, music, art. There's so many different ways that we want to be able to influence some part of your life. We want to be able to provide a source where you can create your own comfortable life. Again, our slogan is created by the kids, derived for you. Because of that, it's a brand that's open for everyone. Our goal is to give back to the community that supports us and has supported us for like the last 26 years. Couldn't be any more grateful for that. Awareness. Find a strategy on how to get your brand known. Brands can, you can start with like a strong social media presence, because social media is almost essential now because it's everywhere you go, and it's pretty much completely free depending on how you run it. You can also hold events to introduce your brands once everything gets a little bit safer. There's stuff to do, something like that. You can do giveaways. You can get creative. We try a lot of these methods out all the time. Different ways to kind of get more people known or familiar with top fashion. We'll go to concerts. We'll do giveaways there. We'll go to different events like Complex Con and pass out different items just for free, just so people know us and get familiar with us. Loyalty. This is similar to customer experience. You want to retain followers, so consumers revisit the brand and continue to use the brand in their lives. This is very similar to customer experience, because great customer experience will lead to brand loyalty. The more positive interactions you have, the more likely you're going to want to go back. There was a question on how do you retain customer loyalty during COVID. So during this time, it gets a little bit tougher. But again, you want to provide the best service you can. So you want to be sensitive to the customers at the time. It's not easy for anybody. You want to try to create a better experience every time. So with us, a lot of the sneaker releases we're doing for curbside pickup, people are getting free socks in their shoebox. It's not something that they know about, something when they open up the box, they just find it. It's like, oh, cool. But every day we're just trying to work and better serve our clients with their current situation. It's hard to work with like being understaffed, but again, the clientele has been so respectful and so understanding, so we couldn't be any more grateful for that. Cool. So how would I define my brand? Just a few questions to kind of ask yourself. Who is my ideal user? Who's my competition? You want to see what your competition is doing. You want to understand them and see how you can implement what's working for them into your own brand. What does my brand make consumers feel? You want to try to give them as many positive interactions as possible. So you just build on that loyalty and they keep coming back. And that's how all these brands have done it, especially if you look at, like, again, Supreme in New York or Kith in New York. These guys have established these environments where people just want to keep coming back for more. Why do my customers trust me? If my brand was a person, what would their personality feel like? It's a good way to these little tests to kind of check with yourself to see if your brand's aligned with how you want it to be. And just a few key takeaways. Research and understand your consumer, see who your consumer base is, how you can appeal to them. It's good to identify a specific consumer, just so you're a little bit more focused on your day-to-day tasks and your end goals. Maintain your brand identity, because if you start losing it, or it starts getting a little wishy-washy and people don't trust it as much and it's not as reliable. Building your marketing techniques is huge, because you just want to power through. You want to get in everybody's faces. You want to make sure everybody can be a part of it, or as many people can be a part of it. And understand there's a process. Don't rush it. Don't try to jump from point A to point Z. There's a process. Don't go in and if you're starting a clothing brand, don't go in and make a whole collection of like 56 items. Start with a few, see how they go. Work on your mistakes, and then go back at it and go back at it. Understand that eventually you're going to get there. None of these companies were built overnight. Top Fashion was taken us 26 years to get to the point that we're at today. And there's a lot of bumps in the road and a lot of different tasks that we had to face through each era. And lastly, just once you're ready, go live and don't look back. Just give it your all and just try to maintain what you have and try to keep pushing forward, and don't forget your identity, and stay respectful to everybody that you meet. Cool. Well, I'm going to take some time to answer some of these questions. Thank you for everybody that joined in today. Let's see. Kara Claus, how can I join the TF family? Are you guys hiring? We are always taking in applications. Anybody that wants to join, we'd love to have you be part of the team, or at least have a conversation and see how we can kind of get you integrated. If you want to apply, just again go to our website at topfashiontf.com, and you can email us right there. We'll get that and we'll review it. We'll send you over applications and see what sector you're interested in, and see how we can kind of just get the ball rolling. Another one from Anonymous. Thanks for the presentation today. Are you looking for interns at TF? So we are currently putting together an internship program for the summertime. Hopefully, when things get back a little bit back to normal, we'd love to have interns. But if you are interested, again, please email us, and we'll keep your file ready for when we're ready to bring you in. Dropout Jones on IG. What does the future of TF hold? So we're excited what the future holds. Right now, we have the one location coming in Naperville. We have our clothing brand that we're going to try to keep pushing and try to get it more established. Again, we're not trying to rush it. We got to take it slowly. But yeah, our next steps would be Naperville and seeing what we can do to kind of just get more recognition in Chicagoland area, Illinois, the Midwest, and then eventually the country, and then the globe. You know, we're not looking to stop. There's no reason for it. Favorite Virgil piece? I'm a big fan of Champagne. So I'm a big fan of his rosé bottle, which I have over there. So I did that one. We got one to sip on and one to just look at. Mirage Dave007 on IG. Favorite Chance song? Ooh, man. I would probably have to go with the one with cool. Big Bad Dirk on IG. It's the most informative video yet. Learned so much. Thank you so much, man. Appreciate it. Thank you again for tuning in. Who or what brand is your dream collaboration? I would say my dream collaboration would probably be I do want to do a shoe deal at some point. I think signing on with New Balance, with everything Joe Fresh and Louis De Guzman have going on with them, I think that'd be cool. I'd want to do something possibly love to work with Nike. Always been a fan of Nike, so either one of those guys. Apparel wise, I mean, doing a collab with Billionaire Boys Club would be cool. Just getting into more of that. Doing a collab with Subi Jeans would be dope. Stuff like that. And I mean, we even love the guys at Dearborn Denim in Chicago. We'd love to do some denim pieces with you guys too. Favorite pair of Jordans by Anonymous. I'm a Retro 3 guy. Retro 3 all day. And then I would say Retro AJ1s after that. Been collecting the AJ1s for a long, long time. How did you get connected and to other big brands like SocialWorks or maybe future project? I was lucky to get introduced by one of the employees, and we're excited where we can kind of take this partnership going forward. And last question, what's your favorite part of going to work every day? Man, just seeing my team, seeing all the product come together, seeing all the visuals, and just continuing to grow. I mean, I think there's so much potential still left for us. We're just getting started, so just getting everybody on board and seeing everybody's faces and getting everybody together is just a blast, and seeing smiles on their faces. So with that being said, I want to say thank you so much again to SocialWorks for the opportunity. This is actually one of our first talks that we've done, and we're very, very excited where this leads to. So thank you so much for tuning in with me, ZQ, at Top Fashion. You guys have a good night.
Works, social, works, social, works. Social works, social works, social works, social works, social works, social works, social works. Yeah, S works. Everyone put it in hands. You know it's a vibe. They're waiting in line to get up and flood up the stands. Yeah, we in this together. We feeling like fam. It's all about peace. So pull up with friends. You better come through with you and your crew, cause everybody going in. S works, so we keep it lit. You can see how we move the city from the west side to the east. Ooh, you can feel how we live through. It's all about the youth. Change the world through the tunes. Make the world to a better place. And S works what we do.
Social works, social works, social works, social, social works, social works, social works, social works. Keep my family out the dirt. This organization, we stopping no Satan and open mic, we call it SWorks. Action and Taylor, the killer verses. I do on my foot in my city hurt. They killing our babies, this war going crazy. I pray for my city to reimburse. Private schools for the kids. Where the city at we